Netflix has been shaking things up with its release strategies lately, but few shows spark as much debate as Stranger Things. When they decided to split its latest season into multiple parts, fans were divided. Some loved the suspense, but others hated that they would have to wait for the other parts. But hear me out, I think it's actually pretty smart. From keeping the conversation alive longer with other Stranger Things fans to giving us room to breathe in a jam-packed season, splitting Stranger Things isn't just a trick, it might be the smartest move the series has made, and here's why. The streaming wars have been raging for years now, and Netflix has stayed at the center of the conversation by giving us shows that dominate pop culture like few others can. Let's think about it for a second. When Wednesday first dropped, the internet flooded with dance challenges, theories, and fan art practically overnight. And when Stranger Things comes back, it's like the whole world stops to go to the upside down together. But get this, both shows are doing the old school TV thing and splitting their seasons. Instead of dropping everything all at once, they're breaking it up, which makes the suspense last longer, gives us time to chill with the characters, and builds up the hype. Some people hate it, saying it's a delay or just for money, but I totally disagree. I think it's smart, and it's exactly what shows like Stranger Things needs to do to stay on top in the streaming world. We don't know much about Stranger Things Season 5 yet, but the biggest news is already out, and it's that they're not dropping the whole season at once, but in 3 parts. That means the journey to Hawkins' last stand won't be over in a single weekend binge, it'll be an event, spread out, with each batch of episodes getting its own moment. Wednesday Season 2 is doing the same thing as well, with the first half out now and the second half coming out on September 3, 2025. And honestly, I'm loving this idea. I like this split release thing way better than getting the whole season at once, mostly because it changes how you watch. Instead of rushing through everything, the story sticks with you. We get more time to guess what's going to happen, to really dig into the details, and to chat about our favorite parts with our friends and online communities. It's like the show becomes an ongoing chat instead of a quick weekend thing, and for shows like Stranger Things and Wednesday, that's a win. Since Stranger Things and Wednesday are cultural juggernauts, their releases don't just feel like another night of TV, they feel like events. Millions of people watch the new episodes as soon as they're out, which is cool because it creates this shared experience that streaming often misses. When Netflix drops a whole season at once, people watch it at different speeds, some binge it, some take weeks, and by the time the slower viewers are done, everyone else has moved on. But when they release episodes bit by bit, everyone gets to experience the story together, guess what's gonna happen in real time, and share the same cliffhangers without worrying about spoilers all over social media. It turns what used to be a solo thing into a shared, old-school TV moment where you can hop online after an episode, see the same memes, dissect the same Easter eggs, and argue over the same wild predictions with fans around the world. That feeling of community keeps the buzz going longer and makes the story feel bigger than just the screen. It becomes part of our conversations, our online spaces, even our daily lives until the next drop arrives. Water cooler television used to be the heartbeat of pop culture, the kind of shows where you'd come into work or school the next day and everyone was buzzing about the same shocking twist or jaw-dropping cliffhanger. Weekly episodes made that happen, but now with streaming, it's not quite the same. Don't get me wrong, binge watching has its perks, but it shrinks that whole shared experience. Blink, and you miss it, the moment is gone. That's why I dig that Netflix is trying out splitting seasons for big shows like Wednesday and Stranger Things. It brings back that feeling of everyone being on the same page by giving us breaks to talk, react, and guess what's next. Instead of a whole season at once, each part becomes an event, and we're chatting about it for weeks instead of just days. It makes watching feel less like a quick thing and more like something we all share, something we can enjoy, argue about, and come back to until the next batch of episodes drops. I do have to admit one thing, when Stranger Things Season 4 first announced its split release, I wasn't entirely sold. The thought of waiting weeks between parts seemed annoying, especially since the show is so easy to get hooked on. But after it happened, I saw how smart it was. The first 7 episodes weren't overshadowed by the finale, they had space to breathe, and fans had time to process the shocking reveals, heartbreaking character arcs, and game-changing twists. Social media went nuts with theories about Vecna, which just made everyone even more excited for the last 2 episodes. When Part 2 finally dropped, the hype was insane. It wasn't just a regular night of watching TV, it was like a huge global event, with millions of us watching at the same time, dying to see how the Duffer Brothers would wrap things up. That kind of collective build-up created a payoff that felt bigger, louder, and more emotionally satisfying than if it had all been released in one massive binge. Stranger Things Season 5 is taking things even further by splitting its final season into 3 separate parts spread out across 2 full months, and sure, that's caused some fans to roll their eyes at the extended wait, but for me, that just means I get to savor the last ride through Hawkins a little longer. It's the end of an era, the final batch of episodes in a show that has defined Netflix and shaped streaming culture as we know it, and I don't want it to be over in a single weekend binge. Stretching it out lets everything sink in, every plot twist hit, and every emotional moment get its due. Instead of rushing through it and feeling bummed when it's over, I get to enjoy it bit by bit, and the wait is half the fun. In a way, the split schedule feels like a gift, a reminder to slow down and celebrate this phenomenon while it lasts. Honestly, isn't that the best way to say goodbye to Stranger Things? Not with a quick binge, but with a season-long chat that we can all share. Wednesday Season 2 has been one of the most highly anticipated returns in Netflix's lineup, and after such a long wait, fans were finally rewarded with the first 4 episodes on August 6, 2025. The bummer? We gotta wait a whole month for the rest of the episodes. Splitting the season like that is a pretty gutsy move, and it totally changes how you watch it. Instead of binging all 8 episodes at once, you have to stop halfway through and really think about the characters, the cliffhangers, and all the dark humor that makes Wednesday so good. That break gives you time to let the show sink in, you start thinking about what's gonna happen, making up your own theories, and maybe even seeing the first half differently once the second half drops. It's a different rhythm, one that feels more intentional and measured, almost like the show is demanding us to appreciate its craft instead of consuming it in a blur. While some fans might call it frustrating, I honestly find it refreshing. If you're with me on this, make sure to like and subscribe to Strangers Freaks and drop your thoughts in the comments, because I want to hear whether you're team binge or team split release.